Hello and welcome to the Women's Supa-Liga Round 8 match. This is the second Women's Supa-Liga match for this weekend between the West Coast Cobras in the green kit and the Western Devils in the white kit. We have referees Albert and Jonathan Silas. Your commentator today, Jade Paul, and next to me is Betim Ziba. And Ziba will read out the team list for you as the match is just about to start.
Yes, hello, welcome. So we'll start off with the West Coast Cobras as a home team. In goals we have Annie Leyland. Starting on the court we have from the looks of it, we have Marco Kant, Quinn Don, Jana Ridley and Melissa Shepherd. On the bench we have Sarah Ranieri, Eleanor Bates and Lauren Contabali. For the Devils, they are without their star keeper. Seems like Andy Priato is in goals. You got Lauren Baker, Laura Waltman, Erica Chilcott, and Penelope Clayton starting with Lindsay McDowell, Verity Ogden, and Nina Borman on the bench. Waltman with a great first shot there, right from the get-go. Whenever Cobras play the Devils, it either ends one of two ways: a close game or a not so close game.
The West Coast Cobras today have got the strongest side that I think I've seen them have so far this season, with Melissa Shepherd, who's been intermittently showing up, as well as Jana Ridley and Lauren Contanaboli for her first match of this season. So it should be a tough contest. The Devils FC, I don't think, have dropped any points so far this season. And as someone who plays in the Women's Northern Hawks team second on the ladder, I wouldn't mind seeing them drop some today. Shepherd down the line to Ridley. Duan, Ridley again, and that's a great run through by Duan, and Waltman does well there. Can't. Ridley, Can't again, looking to take on Shieldcott. Shepherd down the line. And the ball sent out of play by Lauren Baker. Shepherd to Ridley, and that's a great one too. That's the second one of those that the West Coast Cobras have had in that middle area, and the Western Devils are going to have to be careful. Shot from Ridley, sent into the leg of Andrew Priato. I don't know if Andrew even had eyes on that ball as it was coming in. Shepherd. Ball to Ridley, intercepted by Baker. And Duan at the top with the shot. Clayton with the block. Shepherd sends it back into the middle. Touch there from Waltman, and not sure which way this free kick is going to go. As far as I saw, both players kicked each other. It's going the way of the Western Devils. No, it's a drop ball. Not quite sure why Jonathan Silas stopped the game there. I didn't think it was a particularly hard fall from either player.
I think Jonathan thought maybe a head injury or some sort, just checking the safety of the players. Other than that, not too sure. Clayton with a shot wide. It'll be interesting to see with Priato in goals, as I haven't seen her as a keeper. She may be good, but usually it's Becky Misal that is usually the match deciders in the games. As she either pull out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 multiple saves in a game. They're looking for options now. Long to Dawn. Good first touch. Can't with a run. Ridley now with the ball. Can't get a foot in correctly. Shepherd with Wallman. Plays it to Ridley. Has a shot. Oh no. Miss hit that one. Clayton trying to find Waltman. Shepherd does well to see it out.
Marco Kant steps off the court for Lauren Continoboli to have her first minutes of the season, and Melissa Shepherd stepping off for Eleanor Bates. As Bates looks forward, and that's a great ball into Ridley, holding it up against Shilcott. Sends it back to Bates. She did well to draw Clayton and Shilcott in there. Continoboli, her first touch of the season. Bit of a scramble in the middle there, and ends up out of play for a West Coast Cobras side kick-in, taken by Duan. Bates gets it forward to Continoboli, and she's looking across the court for Duan, but it was very easily intercepted by Baker. Waltman doesn't have a lot of pressure on her. And Bates with an excellent cutout there, and the 1-2 with Jana Ridley sends it into the hands of Priato. Not really testing her goalkeeping abilities there. Duan, across to Continoboli, down the line to Bates, and it's just a little bit too far in front. West Coast Cobras electing to drop off, and I thought they were going to half-court press, but they're a little bit higher than that. McDowell on the court as well now for the Western Devils. Bates sends forwards. Priato comfortably picks that one up just inside her D. McDowell, a difficult ball for Shilcott to get under control. Ranieri stepping on the court for the West Coast Cobras, and she makes a driving run forwards. Continoboli back to Bates. The ball to Continoboli, cut out by Shilcott, and Shilcott was blocking that passing channel very well with the 1-2 from Ridley. Didn't quite find her feet again. And the shot from Ranieri again straight to the hands of Priato. A lot of chances early for the West Coast Cobras here, and as we saw in the men's West Coast Cobras match, although you have a lot of possession and take a lot of shots, it doesn't count for anything unless you put the ball in the back of the net. Great ball forwards by Bates. Continoboli couldn't quite get it under control. Borman on the court now for the Western Devils. Continoboli choosing to play, I would have said, one of the hardest passes on the court all the way across to Ranieri. It results in a shot from Laura Waltman, and Annie Leyland does well in that situation. Sends it out off of her knees. Clayton on the side ball. Waltman against Ridley. Ridley does well there. Borman, and Ridley almost gets the intercept. Waltman sends it through her legs into the hands of Leyland, who's high to Ridley again. That's a great touch off her chest. And the ball back from Ranieri trickles out of play. Back to Ranieri, trickles out of play, I should say. McDowell, Borman here. Clayton. Back to McDowell, and the West Coast Cobras not putting a lot of pressure on, and just as I say that, Continoboli steps up nice and high. Clayton gets through the West Coast Cobras defence a little bit too easily there, and Annie Leyland putting herself under pressure for no reason.
Yeah, live and laugh on the edge. Well,
yeah, maybe she just wanted to get her blood pressure up a little bit there. Bates. Oh, and Bates ball back to Ridley. Sent out of play as Ridley was looking to make a run forwards. The West Coast Cobras were looking a little bit static in possession there. So they've dropped back to a half-court press. Clayton, pass cut out by Bates, and Bates gets through. She's a 1v1 against Clayton, brings the ball back and starts again with Ridley. Forwards to Ranieri, looks to go past McDowell, and it's cut out. Ridley does well, Ridley does extremely well, gets past Waltman, sorry. Had a little bit of a brain blank there.
Really doing well. Ranieri looking for that backwards option. Eleanor Bates has a killer of a left foot. They'll be trying to get her to use it. Like, oh, and there you go, just as I mentioned it. Killer of a left foot, right to the top corner. Look at that goal. Oh, it's like I speak magic on this microphone. Let's watch that replay. From that side ball, just a nice little pass, Eleanor Bates. He's flopped to the top corner. Not sure if Ranieri added a bit of pressure to the keeper there and drew her forward, but hey, it works. But again, Andrew Priato's not a usual futsal keeper. If they had Becky, you'll never know. But again, Cobras shouldn't celebrate too soon. We saw what happened with the games today. Score lines could change in an instant. Especially when Wallman's on the ball. She can do things like that and draw those fouls. Cobras need to watch out for Laura Wallman there, who's by far the best player on the Western Devils. No offense to the rest of the team. She just creates a lot. She moves forward with the ball, and she does quite well, offensively and defensively. Oh, it's trying to the keeper there.
As you mentioned, Laura Waltman, a very good player, and I would say she is definitely one of the best players in WA, if not Australia. Waltman back to Ogden, who's just stepping on the court for her first minutes. Ballman with a great run down the side and the blind side of Bates there. Ball's back with McDowell being pressed by Shepherd, and Doan did well to cut off that pass back to Waltman. She still ended up with the ball. Oh, McDowell could see the idea there, just wasn't executed very well. Oh, and Khan gives away a silly ball, and just like that, Western Devils put themselves on the scoreboard and into the game.
Laura Wallman with a goal. Great interception and into the top corner. Let's watch that one again. Leyland lays it out to Mark Khan, tries to force a pass. Great interception by Wallman, who's left-footed into the side netting. Can't get any sweeter than that. Scoreline now 1-0. Dawn with an interception from Baker's pass. Plays it to Shepherd. Back to Dawn. To Shepherd. To Khan. Tries to play 1-2. Nina does. Booman does well. Warman does well. Baker with the ball. Oh, great pass to find Warman. Don't think she anticipated that one. Leyland with the ball. Looking for options. Over the top. Finding Bates. Can't make an overlapping run. Good little touch there by Dawn, but Walman gets in the way. Dawn works up for it. Shepherd now to Khan. Khan does well resetting that play. Oh, Bates with a great ball to Shepherd who's trying to volley that. And there'll be a timeout for the Western Devils. Again, first half so far, good goal from the Cobras. Great goal from the Devils. Just a bit unfortunate for the Cobras as the goal they conceded was from a mistake. Again, the Devils are very good at blocking off those passing channels and pressing plays. A few times now, Cobras have been caught out trying to play that ball, but the line hasn't been on, or that option hasn't been on. Maybe there's to be a bit more movement from the Cobras. Listening over to the Cobras team talk. Just about little check runs and movements of the ball, which is essentially what I was just saying. Looking over to the Devils. Same bit amount.
Yeah, as far as I can hear, they're talking about diving in on their players, which I think I've seen a few times from their side in this match, and West Coast Cobras are getting through them a little bit easily for it. Just dare say, so far in this match, the West Coast Cobras have looked like the more dangerous side, but in saying that, they are struggling to get back quickly against counter-attacks and being punished by especially Laura Waltman, as Shepherd wins the ball from Ogden and she puts it across the face. No one in that back post. West Coast Cobras in attack are sitting a little bit deeper than most teams would choose to sit. Continent Bowley, and it's a good idea. You can see what she was trying to do, looking for the run of Shepherd. Clayton to Ogden, across to Baker. Not a lot of pressure, and that ball through the middle, very open, as Kant didn't quite make her way into the middle of the court. Kant pressing on Baker. Dwan against Clayton. Down the line for Ogden, and it trickles out of play. West Coast Cobras chance now to make their way forwards as Ridley and Ranieri step back onto the court. Continent Bowley didn't really need to rush that pass the way that she did. Could have just comfortably played it and then made the run forwards. Ranieri. Pass finds Ridley for a rebound from Baker, and it's touched out of play by Clayton. Ranieri on the ball. Dwan sends it, not quite sure who she was looking for there, but it was cut out by Shilcott, and Ranieri does extremely well there. So Western Devils kick in. Ridley with the shot. Ranieri, I think, might have kicked Priato's hands in that occasion. I dare say that should have been a free kick. Baker against Ranieri. Looks to go through Ridley, and Ridley cuts it out. Bit of a scramble there, and Devils will reset. Ball flicked over the top by Clayton, and another scramble. Play's getting a little bit sloppy here in the middle of the court. Both teams trying to force balls or playing balls in the air. Clayton finds Shilcott at the back post. Not quite sure why she was there by herself. Just had to take a little touch into the goal. West Coast Cobras switching off.
Need to watch the replays. It seemed like she mishit it, but it's rebounded off her into the goal. Let's watch. You see Chilcott making that run in behind. No one spoke to her. She made that run in, no communication from the Cobras.
Yeah, it looks like Ranieri was marking her. Then as she made the run forwards, Ranieri intended to bounce onto the next player, but Jana Ridley just had zero awareness of what was happening around her and was caught watching the ball.
From 1-0 up to 2-1 down. Cobras have a bit of effort now to get back to the game. Poor touches there by Ranieri. Cobras have yet to properly test Priato in goals. They've had 1-2 opportunities, but they've been straight at her.
I disagree with that. I think they have tested her once with a top right corner shot, and it went straight into the goal. So if they aim for those top corners, I dare say it's probably going to hit the back of the net. Bates, 1v1 against Borman. She does well there. Oh, a great ball through the legs to Ridley, gets it across, and Priato has to dive for that one.
You see Borman trying to make that run similar to Chilcott. Chilcott now with the ball. Intercepted by Ranieri. Looking for options in the front, plays it to Ridley. Whoop. Ridley to Contabali. Ranieri threw the leg to Chilcott, but Bates didn't expect it. Contabali to the Ranieri. Nice little 1-2. Chilcott's just need that one out, but Priato cleared it out for a side ball rather than a corner. Ranieri with the corner to Contabali. Oh, poor shot there, nearly out for a side ball. Wallman back on the court. Long throw from Priato, but Devils keep possession. Clayton was a nice footwork there. 2v1 situation. Ridley and Contabali. Oh my God. Sorry, Ridley and Bates. It was the easiest goal they would have scored in their life. Bates had to ask for the ball. Ridley just had to look up and saw the option was there. She could have gone closer, had a shot closer. She could have played it off. Just anything from what she did. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Jana Ridley should have done better with that one, and it's a missed opportunity for the West Coast Cobras to get themselves back in this game. The ball rolls to the hands of Priato now, and Borman looking for Waltman. It's cut out by Bates. Contanaboli. Bates again. Big pass over. Ridley takes it on her chest and sends it out over the back line. Priato, not sure what happened there. Ball just escaped her. Clayton looking forwards. Contanaboli. Little touchback to Leyland. Contaboli has time, and the ball's over to Shepherd. Great ball. Shepherd's going to have to put in a bit of effort to get herself back defensively now. No one watching McDowell on this left-hand side, and seems like a bit of a trend for the West Coast Cobras defence. A little bit of ball watching happening. Ridley, great 1-2. Yes, excellent play. That last crucial ball. Again, not quite into an area where the West Coast Cobras are going to test Andrea Priato. Waltman finds Borman. Back to Clayton. She looks over top and there's no one there. I think she thought McDowell was making that run forwards. Leyland drops it off Contanaboli. Across to Bates. Looks forward for Contanaboli, and the West Coast Cobras have made the exact same play 3 times in the last minute, and the Western Devils just can't quite seem to follow that runner. And the West Coast Cobras, on the other hand, can't quite seem to put it in the net. Contanaboli back to Shepherd, and it's forward again. It was a good idea. Contanaboli wasn't quite aware. Waltman. Back to Clayton. With only 8 seconds left on the clock, might be worth the West Coast Cobras pressing up and trying to snag a goal late in this first half. And that is the halftime whistle here.
Goal scorers for the West Coast Cobras: Eleanor Bates, assist from Jana Ridley. Goals from Laura Wallman and Erica Chilcott, an assist from Penelope Clayton. View the ad breaks and we'll be back shortly.
Futsal WA has social futsal competitions 5 nights a week, Mount Lawley and West Perth. Whether you're an individual or have a group of mates who want to play, there's a junior, men's, women's or mixed competition that will suit you. Contact us to get involved in futsal, an action-packed sport and the fastest growing sport in Australia.
Calm down. Welcome back. Kickoff will be with the Western Devils. If you're just joining us, it is 2-1 to the Western Devils. Cobras getting the first goal, but Devils getting 2 consecutively. Baker with the ball to Clayton. Oh, Kant with a bit of aggression. Borman with a shot. Oh, side netting. Kant now. Down the line, finding Dawn. Ball to go the way of the Devils. Bates gets there, keeps possession, does very well. Plays it back to Kant. Kondabali with the ball now. Then Kant plays the ball to Doan. Plays it back to Kant. Oh, intercepted by Borman. Good idea though. Borman now with the ball. Trying to play 1-2 with Ogden. Does very well. Down the line, Kondabali couldn't quite keep it in. Borman to Ogden. Left footed shot. Over. This is where we'll test the Cobras now, whether they pull together and win or they start crashing and burning, in better words. Kondabali to Dawn. Oh, Clayton. Oh! Dawn a bit unaware where that ball went. Very unfortunate. Over to ball. Kondabali does well. Ogden now with the ball. Bates, great interception. Left foot. Oh, intercepted by Clayton. The coach of the Cobras is telling Eleanor Bates to not take the side for ball. She's the only left-footed on the field, which makes sense as she scored the first banger, first good goal in the first half. Clayton now to take the side ball. Baker now to Clayton. Down the line, trying to find Borman, but it goes out for keeper's ball. Lane looking for options, finds Dawn. Back to Kondabali. Oh, very fortunate for that to get through. Cobra's very much playing over the top ball, trying to find those runs, rather than actually trying to play through the Devils. Kondabali now with the ball. Finds Dolan, couldn't quite get a first touch correct, plays it back. Bates there with a shot, Ogden in the way. Ooh. Kondabali with a shot, but it's high. Cobras calling to press. Kondabali can't. Oh. Can't with another shot high. Cobras getting chances but squandering them. Proud of options. Chilka with that run. Great run by Erica Chilka. Dawn knows where to get in the way. Think there was a handball being called there. Ball to Kant. Back to Bates. To Kondabali. To Dawn. Trying to find the feeder base. Not quite there. Wallman back on. Playing fixo. Sorry, playing pivot. Apologies. Dawn has to put in a shift to Marco. Although unfortunate pass from Clayton. Kondabali off. Shepherd's on. Oh, great ball by Shepherd, great run by Quinn Dolan, but couldn't quite sort out her first touch. Also, ball to Waltman, great first touch. Gets surrounded by Green, resets play. Ooh, Clayton trying to hit it over the top to Waltman. Waltman signaling, shots it on the floor. Doing off, really back on. Bates now with the ball. To Shepherd. Oh, miscommunication between Shepherd and Kant there. Clayton with the ball. To Chilcott. Really intercepting the pass from Clayton would be a devil's ball. Clayton with the ball, trying to find Borman. Bates with the ball, Kant making a run pass. Decent ball, just lacked the power. Cobras doing well, making those over-the-top runs. Devils a bit silly to not be watching those, as that's all Cobras have been doing to get opportunities on goal. Those miscommunications and inability to read those runs are costing a lot of side balls for the Cobras. Running out of words.
Yeah, as I said at the beginning of the game, there's a fair few players here who have just been intermittently playing throughout the season, so I think that there's a little bit of a lack of cohesion with the West Coast Cobras at the moment. This corner ball taken by Melissa Shepherd, and Ridley with the shot, and she sends it over the bar. Seen a few of those from the West Coast Cobras this match. McDowell steps on the court for Borman. Priato looking over the top for McDowell, and McDowell, I was about to say keeps it in play, but it's rolled out for a West Coast Cobras side kick in. Ridley exits forwards. Bates to Shepherd. Can't with a driving run, and it'll be cut out by, no, not quite cut out by Waltman. It's cleaned up by Priato. Waltman now on a counter. Back to Chilcott. Pressed by Ridley. Bates cuts out the ball to McDowell. McDowell gets a toe in still. There's a 2v1 now for the Western Devils. McDowell with the left foot, and she trickles it past Annie Leyland. It was a weak shot from McDowell, and something that Annie Leyland would usually get hands on. Have to watch the instant replay to see what happened there. I think it just went to the right of Annie Leyland, or maybe through her legs on that occasion.
From my angle, just looked like momentum. Leyland was shifted to a right, ball got played to a left. Couldn't switch her momentum fast enough, and it led to that ball. Again, it was poor. It was poor from the Cobras to allow that to happen. But that's been the issue with the Cobras. Have all these opportunities on goals, but when it comes to those little last-ditch tackles and such, they get counted. It happened against Andino's a few weeks ago as well. Andino's, apologies. How do you say her name? McDowell. Chilcott with the ball to McDowell. Baker trying to play that first time into the stomach of Can't. Can't trust him through to Ridley, but Baker makes up for it. Shepherd now to Can't. Can't look for options to Ridley. Ridley does well to hold it up. Resets it back to Shepherd, but Waldman's on her case. Resets it back to, and then she got a bit lucky there. Ridley with the ball, could not quite get it feet right. Oh. Guess that missed touch was a blessing in disguise for the Cobras as it's their side ball. Shepherd with a shot, deflected by McDowell. It's a corner ball. Oh! Ridley with a good shot. Priato doing well to get it out of Ranieri's way. Oh. Shepherd with a shot. It's deflected off. I think I actually smacked Marco Khan in the face with that one. Bit unfortunate. Could do nothing about it. Ranieri to Doan. Doan to Ridley. Baker applying the pressure. Oh, Ridley with a poor pass. Chilcott countering. Oh, and misses that one. This is how the Cobras concede goals. Oh, took a deflection. Apologies. Down the line to McDowell. Back to Baker. Try to slip through to Chilcott, but intercepted by Ranieri. McDowell with a shot. Ooh. Keeper saw that late, but Leyland got hands to it. Shepherd taking the ball up now. To Ridley. Oh, Ranieri kept possession of the ball, still has it somehow. Ridley with the ball. Shepherd now. To Doan, tries to slip it through, intercepted by Waltman, but Ranieri picks the scraps up. Across to Ridley. Ridley tries to have a shot, but off Waltman. Let's see if Cobras can get everything out of this. Again, 3-1. Very doable to get back into this game. Oh. Poor pass there by Ranieri. Shepherd does well, but Baker does well to make up for it. Ridley on her own, try to get past McDowell. Continues to try to play it through Doan. Doan need to continue her run. She stopped and the ball's gone out wide.
The ball over top, finds the feet of Baker, back to Waltman. McDowell gets past Ridley and Waltman gets a toe to it. Leyland jumping on that one. Ranieri now, forwards to Ridley, Duan. Oh, and it was Ridley against two defenders when she had two free players to pass it back to. Ogden dispossessed by Shepherd. Ball's out of play. Ogden sends it straight into the feet of Shepherd, and Shepherd quickly driving forward for the counter. Ranieri with the shot, and she sends her over the bar. Another one of those for the West Coast Cobras. It's unfortunate for their side. They've had the opportunities and haven't been able to secure the goals. Waltman wide to Ogden, finds Clayton being pressed by Ridley. Ridley still putting on the pressure. She is in the corner where I can't see them. I have no idea what's happening right now. Ball ends up with Priato. Ogden. Shepherd does well with the pressure, and Waltman forced to send it out of play. And Shepherd walking towards that ball, but Penelope Clayton was out of position defensively there. It would have been a good time to take a quick side kick in. Continentali looking to go through Borman, and Borman intercepts. Marco Kant and Eleanor Bates back on the court. Kant on the ball. Shepherd to Bates. Forwards to Continentali, and she can't quite keep it in. Priato looks to go over top for Borman. It's got a little bit of spin on it. Sends it a bit too far to the right there. Shepherd looking for Kant. Gets between Cant and Ogden and finds Piardo. Waltman pressed by Shepherd. Clayton finds Ballman at the top and flicks it over the hand of Annie Leyland. Watch the replay, and again, that's that defensive awareness from the West Coast Cobras. There was 2 players in front of Nina Ballman, but neither of them knew where she was. Body positions a little bit too flat, facing forwards. And it's cost them another goal, as the West Coast Cobras have called for a timeout. I dare say they'll play 5th man. Not 100% sure. 4-1 down, I think it would be worth it at this point. I think it would have been worth it at 3-1 down, to be honest.
Well, I mean, the men's game was in a similar position. They were 4-1 down, played for our keeper, and brought it back to 5-5 as that game ended. So it's not impossible. It just has to be done effectively. Cobras do have a habit of forcing passes through tight angles. And if you try a fly keeper doing that, well, let's just say the scoreline may not be very flattering. But let's see what they do.
I think the West Coast Cobras are trying to play balls through defenders, but as well, a part of that problem is that their attacking players are standing behind the defenders instead of making runs around, making the space for themselves and finding the blind side of the defender, like the Western Devils we've seen do so well in this match, with Nina Ballman and Erica Shilcott making a beautiful run to the back post behind the blind side of Jana Ridley. And the whistle's been blown. The West Coast Cobras have pushed Annie Leyland forward for 5th man, being run by Melissa Shepherd, and she instantly gives the ball away. She should really just let that one run. Even if it goes in the goal, it's definitely not counted as a goal. You can't score from a side kick in.
I'm not sure why they should let that one go.
And the corner kick's now been awarded to the Western Devils, and Nellie Clayton flicks it out of play. Shepherd again running the 5th man, and hopefully has learned from the mistake of the last play. Bates, poor touch there, but she manages to get it back to Shepherd, and balls across the court. That was a risky ball, but luckily Waltman didn't get a toe on it. Eleanor Bates, Marco Cant sends it across the face. Annie Leyland just needed to touch that into the net. She'll be kicking herself for that one. Shepherd again. Continent Bolly being pressed by Waltman, and she wins the ball. She wins it again off Clayton. Finds Cant. Cant and Leyland had a split second there where they were 2v1. Not entirely sure what the free kick is called for. There must have been a foul that I missed during that play. Perhaps against Laura Waltman. Clayton on the kick. And it's cut out by Shepherd. Bates plays Shepherd, and it's too far out in front. Borman, Ogden, and West Coast Cobras playing 5th man. But the other side of this is that they really need to press high to try and win the ball. The Western Devils having the ball in their possession is really just a waste of time for the Cobras at this point. They start their 5th man play. Bates now running the 5th man. Leyland, and sends it into the side netting. Again, West Coast Cobras dropping off their players. They're not pressing high enough, and it's giving the Western Devils time on the ball. Waltman, 1-2 with Ogden. Sends it out of play. We're in our last minute of normal time and 2 minutes of stop clock coming up. Bates Back to Shepherd. Marco can't. Bates again. Down the line to Leyland, and West Coast Cobras are doing well to get the ball down the line to Leyland, but then the runs into the middle aren't really being made. It's giving the Western Devils possession back as Melissa Shepherd does well there to stop the ball going into the goal with a last-minute header. The timeout's called there by the Western Devils. I think they're going to talk about their fifth-man defence. And the West Coast Cobras will be speaking about their fifth man. Can't quite hear either bench at the moment, but Annie Leyland's definitely giving the instructions from the West Coast Cobras side. If I was Annie Leyland, I'd definitely be telling my team that when the ball goes down the line to either Annie or I think it's Marco usually on the other side, the runners need to make their way into the middle of the court, and then it's just a quick ball to the top of the D and a shot.
It'll be a Western Devils side ball after that timeout. Baker to take. To Clayton. Try to slip it through to Chilcott. McDowell has a shot. Bates does well intercept. Bit of a scramble around, but it's gone back to the way of the Devils. Oh, through the legs of Bates. Very unfortunate. Kondabali with the ball. To Eleanor Bates. Shepherd with an over-top ball trying to find Kondabali. And she scored! Finally. One of those have worked out for them. Great ball from Shepherd. Seemed like a bit of a mishit from Kondabali, but we'll check this out. Look, if it works, it works. Cobras will not be complaining. 4-2 now. Hopefully that's Cobras rejuvenate them a little bit, getting them back into the action. Bates with Shepherd, Bates, Ridley. Ridley, I think, trying, and he's trying to.
Leyland, she didn't get a card for that one.
Yeah, Leyland jumping in front of Priato to delay that shot. Luckily, I feel like if Priato did take that shot, would have resulted in a card. Not sure what Jana really tried to do there with that over-top ball. Maybe trying to find Kondabali, but it was a poor pass. Tama. Ready to Leyland. Leyland back to Bates. To Shepherd. Playing it to Kondabali. Oh, a bit too much on that pass. Priato to Baker. Looking for options. Chilcott's being an option. She's gone down and find McDowell. Ridley's picked that up. Oh. Rebound hit the spectator in the head. Hopefully they're okay. Leyland with not sure what Leyland was trying to do with that ball. Nearly worked out in the end, to be fair, but less than a minute left. Less than 50 seconds left. Porter Kondabali. Oh, couldn't quite get a first touch right. Try to shoot on goal. Chilcott's got in the way of that one. Oh, really with a shot. Unlucky. Chilcott with a shot, but not far. Bates with a shot in the hands of Priato. He should be looking to shoot. And that's a decent shot. Oh. Shepherd didn't get anything on that, so he keeps his ball. Leyland drops off a Shepherd. Less than 20 seconds left. Base to Leyland. Leyland takes one touch, two. Has a shot. Heads it to... Oh! Deflection after deflection. Actually helped Priato there. Baker with the ball to Clayton. 2 seconds left. They're just going to hold the ball now. And there we have it. Final score 4-2 to the Devils. Goal scorers for the Devils, we have a goal for Laura Wallman and an assist for Laura Wallman. We have a goal from Erica Chilcott, a goal from Nina Borman, and a goal from Lindsay McDowell. And 2 assists from Penelope Clayton. For the Cobras, we have a goal from Eleanor Bates, a goal from Lauren Contabali, an assist from Jana Ridley, and an assist from Melissa Shepherd. Join us for our next game, where we have the Sterling... Thank you. We have Scarborough Sharks versus Sterling Lions. Thank you. Spearwood Lions.